This is California Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. We are joined by Dr. Kenn Pierson. He is the Vice President of Academic Affairs for Rio Hondo College. He is joined by Steve Tomory, who is the Program Director of Advanced Transportation Technology. They are celebrating. We'll tell you why in a moment. Let's talk about community college education throughout the nation. There are about 20 or 21 states that had allowed community colleges to offer bachelor degrees. Explain that briefly. What does that mean?
A two-year degree is typically an associate's degree,
right.
Either an Associate of Arts, Associate of Science. A bachelor's would then be a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, typically offered at a four-year degree. But there are these states across the nation that have, since the early 1990s, begun offering baccalaureate degrees.
And here in California, there was a move earlier this decade to allow at least some community colleges to offer said degrees, but over the summer, a bill was passed and signed. State Senator Marty Block, who had been on a community college board in San Diego, championed it, and 15 community colleges throughout our state, there are 112, are now allowed to offer bachelors. But it was a competitive process.
Yes,
Talk to us about the process, Professor.
Well, the process originally was in-house. We got together and decided collectively that we should actually put our hat in the ring, if you will, and go for this exciting venture. As we went through and decided as a group, there were actually 3 programs that decided to be selected and whittled down to 1.
And let me interrupt if I may, because as our viewers may know, under the pilot program, no community college offering a bachelor can duplicate a major at any CSU or any UC.
Correct.
So that was key. You needed to find a program that was not offered elsewhere. So for example, nursing, that's offered as a bachelor at least some institutions that are at the UC or CSU system, so that would be off bounds.
Right.
Okay.
So the 3 programs that were pitched to the Academic Senate, which primarily was going to decide as a collective group which one, were Homeland Security in our AJ Police Science, and gaming industry and computer animation. And of course, our program that we're very proud of in the Automotive Technology.
So talk to us, Doctor, about how automotive became the one to submit for consideration and approval.
Well, over the course of the summer, as our Director of Government Relations was keeping us informed of the progress of Senate Bill 850.
Which is Marty Block's bill.
And then when it was signed in October by Governor Brown. In the course of that time, several individuals were being apprised of the bill and its opportunities, and these ideas that Steve was mentioning a moment ago percolated up. And we gained advocates for each of the ideas. We knew we had to involve the Academic Senate of faculty members at our college at some point. And when the fall term began in August, we set a date for the ideas to be proposed to the Academic Senate. And so their faculty representatives came to Senate and made their pitch, and then the Senate basically voted on it.
And you could only submit 1 proposal, is that right?
Each district could submit only 1 proposal.
And so Rio Hondo submitted Automotive Technology.
Correct.
Talk to me about the moment when you found out, because it really, I mean, it's like getting an Oscar for those that work in community college education, that you won. You were one of the 15. It was very competitive. How did you find out, sir?
We found out through a press release from the Chancellor's office just a matter of days ago, and we were elated, of course. We were confident in the process because we knew that in making this through this long process and getting everyone's involvement and determining that Auto Tech would be the best one to submit, that we had a good program already in place. We had a 2-year program that has national and regional reputation. So we felt that that was actually the best choice to go with. And so when we found out about it, our confidence turned to elation.
And for the students, in terms of cost, the cost to receive a bachelor's, which is just as good as any bachelor's from CSU or UC, much less.
Oh, absolutely. The state and the legislature and the community college districts basically think about $10,000 to $12,000 total.
Total. I mean, At the UC, it's $12,000 for 1 year.
Correct.
At the CSU, it's $7,000 for 1 year.
Right.
It should top out at around $10,000 for a 4-year degree.
Correct.
And I think about Rio Hondo's location in Whittier, California, extremely well located for those living in the Southland area.
Absolutely.
And let's face it, LA is a car culture. And so, I mean, these men and women who decide to matriculate they'll have work. They'll definitely have
Absolutely.
work. So talk to us about what happens next. Under the bill, you're required to launch the program in 2 years, is that right, 2017?
By the start of fall of 17.
But you're ready.
Of course, this is what's called the initial approval stage by the Board of Governors, and in March we will gain the final approval. We're confident of that as well.
Fine, come
and
on.
in the meantime, I think there's some work that needs to be done with the Cal States and CSUs in just giving them some more detail about what these 15 approved programs will amount to, and assuring them that there is no direct competition or duplication.
Although I have to say, and I've said this before, I question whether the desire to avoid duplication is well received. I mean, if there's a program at Chico State in one area and nowhere else, you know, one could argue Grossmont College in San Diego should have an opportunity to offer the same major. But at this stage, that's not where we're at. No duplication at all.
Yes, understand it's a pilot program.
Right.
It'll sunset in 22-23 fiscal. So by that time, we feel confident that we're going to help make it a success along with the other 15 schools, so that it may lead to other districts having the opportunity to do the same.
Of the other 21 states that have community colleges that allow bachelors, have any of theirs sunsetted out because they were unsuccessful?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah,
No, they've been generally built around very localized needs from local industry. A case in point is a North Dakota college offers a degree in energy management for the oil industry, you know, in a particular region.
I know Florida's very successful. Michigan launched recently. So what happens now? So you'll get the final approvals, I'm sure. Then what will happen? Do you start to market? When can you launch this fall with freshmen, sophomores, since you already have 2 years?
We're starting to market as of last night.
Okay, so you're ready to go, right.
We're ready to go, and you need to keep in mind too that even though it's automotive technology, there is 2 paths. One is technical and one is the entrepreneurship business management. Oh.
So what would that be? Would that be owning an auto shop, being a car salesperson? What would that be?
It could be at that level. A 4-year degree in this area could even go beyond that. So you could work for a corporation, automotive.
Indeed.
And also keep in mind too that even though it is automotive, we fall under the cluster of what's called transportation. So anything land, air, or sea can be affected by this venture into either the technical or the entrepreneurship.
Now, I presume though that you'll need to hire more faculty.
You're
pretty ready to go? You're pretty
part
ready to
of the plan to for the district to approve it in the academic senate was really to keep costs at a minimum, and full-time faculty, we don't see any need for that. Absolutely adjunct, we'll need some, but they will not be on a full-time basis.
Are there certain requirements that the professors have? Must they be master's level?
At least a master's. To teach upper division.
So that's for real. I mean, that not everyone has a master's, you know, that's been teaching at the 2 years, no?
Well, I would say on the academic side, it's very common to have masters and doctorates. But for the CTE side, technical side, for other disciplines other than automotive, you tend to get folks out of the industry who don't necessarily have the masters. They may have a 4-year, more than likely a 2-year.
So what if someone wants to come down from, I don't know, Shasta to get a major? I mean, do you have dorms? I mean, it's a completely different beast now.
No, and we don't have housing, but you know, it's interesting. Our program currently is so popular, the automotive program. We actually had a student that would drive down from Bakersfield to take our program.
It's just fantastic. I congratulate you. I know it's huge news. It's like the Oscar for community colleges. Their names are Dr. Kenn Pierson and Steve Tomory of Rio Hondo College in Whittier, California. They are launching a bachelor's program in automotive technology. I'm Brad Pomerance. It's California Edition.